Good morning, dear students. This is the fourth lecture of Laplace transformation. Let's have one recap. We have seen some standard formulae where we had Laplace of 1 is 1 by s, Laplace of e raised to at 1 upon s minus a, Laplace of sin at a upon s square plus s square, Laplace of cos at s upon s square plus s square, Laplace of sin hyperbolic at a upon s square minus a square, Laplace of cos hyperbolic at s upon s square minus s square, and Laplace of t raised to n is gamma n plus 1 upon s raised to n plus 1. Now these were the standard formulae we have seen. Then we had first shift theorem, which is given by if Laplace of ft is a bar s, then Laplace of e raised to at ft is a bar at s minus a. Just in 1 minute I will again revise it. When to use first shift? If you are e raised to at any power into some function and you have to find the Laplace, then simple way, just hide this e, find Laplace of remaining. Now what is Laplace of sin t? It is 1 upon s square plus 1. Then in place of s, we will write s minus 2. That is, find Laplace of ft, which is a bar s, and in place of s, we write s minus a. This is our a. So here find Laplace of sin t, and in place of s, we will put s minus 2. That was our first shift theorem. Now, today we will see another theorem, that is multiplication by t theorem. Multiplication by t theorem. Now, again like first shift, first I will tell you when to apply, then I will tell you how to apply. Let's have the statement first. What it says, if L of ft is f bar s, then L of tft is minus d by ds of f bar s. L of t square ft is second derivative of f bar s. L of t cube will be with minus sign third derivative of f bar s. In general, we will have L of t raised to n into ft is nth derivative of f bar s. Its sign will be minus 1 raised to n. Let's understand what it is. So first thing, when you will apply this, whenever you want to find Laplace of any function multiplied by t. I am just telling once again, in the last video also I told you, there is no direct formula which gives us Laplace of multiplication of two functions. But we can find Laplace of multiplication of two functions when one of them is e raised to at, that was first shift theorem, and now we will see one of them is t raised to n. N stands for natural number. So let's have simple examples to understand this. Once again I am reminding, these video lectures are just to clear the concepts. You need to solve many more problems, and if you have any query, I have given you my mail ID. You can just put whatever query you have. So simple example, if you want to find L of t into, let's have simple example, sin t. So just like e, in first shift I told you, the moment you see e, it is first shift. There I told you hide e, find Laplace of remaining, replace s by s minus a. Here similar thing, when you say t into something, I will just tell you hide t. Forget it and find Laplace of remaining. What is Laplace of remaining means? Sin t. That Laplace is 1 upon s square plus 1. Now it is into t means you want to find its derivative with minus sign. If it would have been t square, we go for second order derivative with plus sign. If it is t cube, we would have found third derivative with minus sign. means if the power of t is odd, it is minus, power of t is even, it is plus, and that's why the general formula you can see here, t raised to n ft is minus 1 raised to n nth derivative of f bar s. So with this now, to get this Laplace transformation, what we have to do? We have to just find Laplace of sin t, which is there in front of you, and into t means you have to go for its derivative with minus sign. I hope everyone knows how to get the derivative. So ultimately, this is the Laplace transformation of t into sin t. So this was just simple example to understand the concept. Let's have one or two more problems. Now we'll have a problem. Say you have to find out L of t into e raised to 3t sin 4t. When you look at this problem, just see, enter in this way, but write in this way. Means what? The moment you see e, hide it. Means our problem is now we have to find Laplace of t into sin 4t. So just focus on how to find Laplace of t into sin 4t. Now again it is t into something. How we do that? Just hide t. Find Laplace of remaining means you have to find Laplace of sin 4t. So what's this entire problem? Find Laplace of sin 4t into t means take its derivative with minus sign, into e raised to 3t means it is first shift rule, replace s by s minus 3. So as I said, think in this way, write in this way. So we'll start with Laplace of sin 4t. So we'll have here, consider Laplace of sin 4t. We have standard formula for that, a upon s square plus a square. Next I will go for t. Now you may think here, can you apply first shift and then multiplication by t? Yes, of course, yes. But the thing is, convenience is always apply first step at the last step. You will come to know soon. Let's go for multiplication by t. If you have t into sin 4t, again by this multiplication by t theorem, we have it is minus d by ds of 4 upon s square plus 16. Now again, I hope I don't have to explain you the derivative here. It is minus 2 minus 4 into this derivative is minus 2s upon s square plus 16 whole square. So which becomes 8s upon s square plus 16 whole square. This is your Laplace of t sin 4t. But what is our actual problem? Into e. Into e means first shift. So our next step is L of t into e raised to 3t into sin 4t. What was first shift? Just replace s by s minus a, that is there is minus 3. So it becomes 8 into s minus 3 upon s minus 3 whole square plus 16 the whole square, and this is our final answer. Now as I said, you may apply first shift theorem, not any issue. The thing is, just see, sin 40, this is a Laplace. If you apply first shift theorem, the expression will be lengthier, that's it, because first shift is very easy to apply, but just the expression becomes lengthier. We are going to get here s minus 3 whole square, and when the expression is lengthier, it's tedious to find the derivative. It's not any rule, but just our convenience. As much as possible, first shift we keep at the end. That will be our last step. Now, I will show you one more problem where you have, now let's have a problem, say Laplace of, we need to find L of t square e raised to 3t. It's simple example, but the thing is, here you can apply first shift also and you can apply multiplication by t also. When you go for multiplication by t, just see what you have to do. Hide it. Find Laplace of e raised to 3t, which is 1 upon s minus 3. This Laplace is 1 upon s minus 3 and it's into t square, means you have to go for second order derivative of 1 upon s minus 3. I know you can do the derivatives, but why I want to do this problem? Now instead of this, if I use first shift, I am not using multiplication by t, but I am using here first shift. We have both the options here. And in the first shift, you can see how to apply first shift. Just hide this. Find Laplace of remaining. Remaining means it is t square. What is Laplace of t square? 2 factorial upon s cube. 2 factorial upon s cube. And first shift means we replace s by s minus a. So which is s minus 3 cube. And you can understand here, instead of finding these two derivatives, it's very easy to apply first shift rule. So again, not any rule, but whenever you have option, go for first shift instead of multiplication by t or division by t, whatever. Always give priority for first shift rule. So this was our third theorem, multiplication by t theorem. I hope you have understood it. We solved a problem, just sample problems, and I hope the concept is clear. So in the next lecture, we will see how to find Laplace when it is divided by t. That will be our next theorem in next video. Till then, goodbye, thank you and have a nice day.